English Phonetics and Phonology 1. Connected Speech Processes. Historical Assimilation. By historical assimilation, we mean an assimilation which has taken place in the development of a language, and by which a word which was once pronounced in one way came to be pronounced subsequently in another way. For example, there's reason to think that in the English spoken 500 years ago and earlier, the final S in the plurals of nouns, like dog, thing, and bone, was pronounced with the 40-alveolar fricative sound, their pronunciation being doges, thinges, bones. Later on, the schwa ceased to be pronounced, and when this happened, the 40-alveolar fricative sound of these words was brought into contact with the preceding voiced consonant, and is believed to have been replaced immediately by its voiced alveolar counterpart, giving the modern pronunciation we have today: dogs, things, bones. That is to say, the 40-alveolar fricative has been replaced by the linis alveolar one, under the influence of the neighboring voiced sounds. In the case of the first word, the villa plosive, then the nasal villa sound, and finally the alveolar nasal sound. In this table, we can see examples of changes that took place in the phonemic patterns of words throughout the development of the English language, which paved the way for the modern pronunciations we use nowadays. Raspberry, sugar, nation, shore, position. In the first example, we can see how, after the elision of the bilabial plosive, the 40-alveolar fricative sound came into contact with a voiced bilabial plosive, and this made the 40 sound become voiced. In the following examples, we can see how the 40-alveolar fricative coalesced with the following palatal semivowel and gave birth to a new single sound, the palatal fricative sound. All these examples are cases of coalescent assimilation, which will be analyzed later on. More examples: portion, essential, musician, mansion, permission, vision, measure, azure, nature, furniture, picture. As you can see, we have cases of coalescent assimilation once more. The voiced alveolar fricative coalesced with the palatal semivowel and gave birth to a voiced palatal fricative sound, vision. In the case of nature, we see a more complete case of coalescent assimilation. The alveolar plosive coalesced with the palatal semivowel and gave birth to a palato-alveolar affricate. Finally, we can see more examples: question, grandeur, and handkerchief.